Weigel here, the Quick House Buyer, with your Thursday's thoughts. I've got two simple strategies to discuss with you this morning. First, you're going to have to excuse me a little bit. My wife and I just took our dog for a walk. We take him for a walk almost every morning, about an hour at a time, simply to run off some of his energy. He's a husky, and if we don't walk him every morning, he gets a little crazy. But I had to get this out to you. I had to make sure that you guys got your Thursday's thoughts, because I'm here to tell you there were two simple strategies we're going to talk about. They're going to put a lot of money in your pocket if you just implement them. If you just take the thoughts, the systems, and you implement them. Very simple to do. One of them was done by somebody who's brand new to the real estate investing world. This investor learned by talking to me and by working with me to do something that a lot of investors won't do, and that is put a house under contract. Even if you're absolutely positively not sure what your exit strategy is, you're not sure what the outcome's going to be, you know there's a deal there, but you're just not quite sure what it is that you should do or could do. Well, she does that. She puts the house under contract. She goes through her due diligence. And you know what? If it turns out, bottom line, that the deal is not the deal that she thought it was, she goes back to the seller. And she says, you know, I had my inspectors look at it. I had everybody else look at it. I can't do the deal at this number. She has no risk, zero risk, simply because she's going through a process of putting the house under an option. Therefore, she does not have to buy the house, even though the seller does have to sell. Okay, big difference. The example I'll give you, she put a house under contract for $48,000. $48,000, okay? And when the seller wouldn't come off of that number at all, she went through the process of having the house inspected. She went through the process of taking a look at everything that needed to be done. And finally she went back to him and said, I can't do it at this price, period. They settled on a price on the house of $32,000. What kind of discount is that? $32,000 from a 48 rock solid, that was his stand from the seller. From $48,000 to $32,000, that's a $16,000 savings. What would that do to your bottom line? What would that do to your life if in one brief, short period of time, we're talking less than a week here, you could bring a seller down $16,000 from where they stood? That's what Angela did. I was extremely impressed. The next scenario I'm going to talk about was done by a much, much more seasoned veteran. But I got to tell you, the philosophy is so simple. I talk about it all the time, but very few people actually do it. And that is follow-up. Follow-up, follow-up, follow-up. Look, it doesn't cost you anything when you're slow, when you have a little bit of downtime, to pick up the phone and call those people who you've talked to in the past that they weren't quite ready. The bills weren't too much of a burden yet. They weren't right on the cusp of a foreclosure. The repairs weren't bothering them that much. Maybe they were still going through the whole probate process. Whatever the case may be, they weren't quite ready to sell, but you knew there was something there. Follow up, pick up the phone, send a letter, send a postcard, whatever you have to do. This guy, I told you he's a seasoned veteran. He bought 12 houses in September. 12. That's serious in anybody's book. Four of those were from people that he just merely picked up the phone and followed back up on. The average profit per house, $10,000. $10,000 is the average profit. $40,000 in his pocket merely for following up. You think those phone calls are worth it? Think the follow-up postcards are worth it, or the letters? I do. This is Terry Weigel with Total Financial Liberty. We promise you a seminar every month. And as you can see, they don't have to be unusually long to make a very valid point. I just showed you a $56,000 difference over two simple little strategies that you can make work for you if you apply them. This is Terry Weigel, the Quick House Buyer, for TotalFinancialLiberty.com. See you next Thursday.